Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. If you've been feeling like you're constantly playing catch up in a world that is just absolutely obsessed with artificial intelligence right now, trust me, you are not alone. Today, we're going to completely demystify this whole overwhelming landscape, and we're doing that by focusing strictly on practical, everyday utility. We are opening up the Everyday AI Toolbox.
Seriously, think about this for a second. What if you had an instant free team at your fingertips? I'm talking a writer, a designer, a researcher, and an assistant, all without needing to learn a single line of code. I really want to validate right out of the gate that having this instant support team isn't some far-off science fiction. It is a reality available to you right now, today in 2026. You don't need to hire anyone, and honestly, you already have all the skills you need to put them to work.
So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll tackle the AI overwhelm. Then reframe things with your new digital toolbox. Explore tools for creation, tools for comprehension, and finally, look at how to actually start.
Alrighty, let's kick things off with Section 1, the AI overwhelm.
Walk into literally any conversation about AI lately, and man, it's so easy to feel instantly lost, right? Just this sea of confusing names, apps, and platforms being thrown around at a million miles an hour. There's this massive disconnect between what people think AI requires and what it actually does. The fantasy tells you that you need to master like 50 confusing tools in complex coding languages just to keep up. But the reality? You really just need 5 simple tools controlled by everyday, plain language. You don't need some overwhelming list of 20 different apps you're never going to use. We're stripping it down to the absolute essentials today.
Which brings us to Section 2, your new digital toolbox.
Honestly, framing this whole technology as a simple household toolbox just completely changes the game. But before we look at the specific tools, we kind of need to understand how to hold them. Think about it. A hammer doesn't replace a carpenter, right? A calculator doesn't replace a mathematician. Well, in that exact same way, an AI tool doesn't replace you. It absolutely does not replace your thinking, your creativity, or your human judgment.
So the crucial point we need to hammer home here is this. AI simply removes friction from the boring, repetitive, time-consuming parts of your day. It clears away all that tedious busy work, like formatting a massive spreadsheet for an hour or digging through 100 emails just to find a single date, so you can actually focus your energy on the strategy that requires your unique human input.
Okay, moving right along to Section 3, Tools for Creation. Time to build from scratch.
Let's open up the box. Tool number 1 is the AI Writing Assistant. This is a tool that drafts, improves, or rewrites text in seconds, purely based on plain language instructions. Just like we covered in previous explainers on ChatGPT, you don't need any special skills whatsoever. You just tell it, in plain English, something like, hey, write an email to my boss diplomatically explaining why my project is late, and boom, it acts as your instant first draft partner.
Suddenly, you're effortlessly drafting polite emails, or throwing together social media captions, or even composing thoughtful birthday messages when you've totally hit writer's block. It's amazing for editing and polishing a rough first draft too. Look, whether you're a student, a small business owner, or a professional constantly staring at a blinking cursor on a blank page, this single tool alone can save you hours every single week. Remember, it doesn't do the final writing for you, it just breaks the ice.
Next up is the AI Image Generator. Let's say you need a picture of a cyberpunk coffee shop for a presentation tomorrow, but you lack design skills and you definitely don't want to shell out cash for expensive stock photos. You just describe it in words, and this tool generates a custom, usable picture in seconds. It is wild.
Now, I really love this quote from the source material. These tools don't understand beauty or meaning the way humans do, but the practical results are often good enough for everyday use. Remembering our callback to earlier explainers, the AI is really just recognizing patterns from millions of images. It's not feeling emotion, it's not truly grasping art. But for content creators, small business owners, or students working on visual projects, the practical, everyday results you get are absolutely incredible.
All right, let's transition to Section 4, Tools for Comprehension, how to consume info quickly. So if the first 2 tools help us make things, this next set helps us consume them. Enter the AI Note-Taking and Summarizing tool. This little lifesaver condenses lengthy text, audio, or video into clear, simple key points in seconds. Imagine sitting through a painfully long lecture, or staring at this massive, chaotic email thread that you just got CC'd on. This tool acts like a highly efficient assistant who has already read the whole thing and can just give you the highlights of what actually matters. Huge time saver.
Tool number 4 is the AI Voice and Video tool. This generates narration, translates languages, or converts text into short video content,
all without requiring any traditional video editing skills. Fun fact, this is exactly the kind of friction-removing tool we use to help bring these very visual explainers to life. It dramatically lowers the barrier for complete beginners to create content that, honestly, used to require expensive gear and years of experience.
And rounding out the top 5, we have the AI Research Assistant. This gathers information and presents an organized summary of key points from a simple question, and it does it so much faster than manual searching. When you need to understand the absolute basics of a new topic, instead of spending hours opening dozens of browser tabs and falling down endless internet rabbit holes, this just gives you a quick, organized overview to get you started.
But, and listen, this is a very big but, you must always verify important facts with trusted sources. The crucial point here, and it's a vital reminder from our earlier explainers on this topic, is that you have to double-check critical information. AI is a really helpful assistant. It is not an infallible expert. Trust, but verify, especially for anything critical for work or school. Okay, Section 5, how to actually start. Let's look at the instruction manual.
You know, the absolute biggest mistake beginners make is trying to learn every single tool and every feature all at once. Please don't do that. Instead, follow this simple path. Step 1. Pick just one problem you face regularly. Maybe it's writing tedious emails, maybe it's summarizing weekly reports. Step 2. Choose one tool from today's list that solves it. And Step 3. Spend exactly 15 minutes trying it out using plain, everyday language. No long tutorials, no technical degrees. Just 15 minutes and a willingness to ask for help, just like you would with a human assistant.
I want to leave you with this really powerful thought straight from the source text. The gap between people who benefit from AI and people who don't isn't really about intelligence or access. It's about who's willing to start. I love that. The people winning in 2026 aren't necessarily the most technical coders. They are simply the most curious people, the ones who are willing to just experiment with everyday problems.
So here is my final question for you. Which tool are you going to spend 15 minutes on today? And honestly, more importantly, what incredible thing will you build once all that boring, busy work is finally out of your way? Seriously, don't wait. Pick your one tool right now, solve one problem, and just start. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to subscribe to our Explainer series for more jargon-free deep dives into the big ideas shaping our future. Get out there, open up that new digital toolbox, and I'll see you in the next Explainer.